Ladies and gentlemen, on this episode of Destination Squatch. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Destination Squatch. I'm Bobo Haymaker, the field biologist for the BFC, the Bigfoot Field Conservatory, and we're here on the banks of the Farmington today investigating a sighting, an encounter by a gentleman who actually had the encounter quite a long time ago, and he's just now coming forward with his evidence. What he claims is something that we haven't heard before, because what he's claiming is that he was actually held captive for 8 hours by a Squatch, and it happened right here in this area. We'll investigate the area, look around, see if this is plausible, see if there's a way that this area could sustain a Squatch, and see if all the elements of his story add up. Now, as you can see indicated here, that this river and this area could sustain a Squatch, just because, as you can see here, trout and salmon are plentiful in this river, and that's the exact kind of food source that a Squatch would need. And I think that there's enough here enough food here to sustain a Squatch for a very long time. This area right behind me, right across the bank here, is where the Squatch actually took our witness, carried him across the bank here, and actually held him there for 8 hours. And the story from the witness is how he made his escape is that the Squatch left him unattended for a time, and he actually jumped in the river here, swam across right to this point, came out of the river right here, and actually made his escape. And it really sounds like quite a story, but it looks again like all the elements are adding up. So after investigating the trees here, the area as far as sustaining a Squatch, and samples of footprints we found some excellent footprints right here, even though the incident happened several months ago. We did find some footprints. They're still here. They're very sandy soil here. What I determined from those footprints is that a bipedal creature, potentially 8 feet tall, probably 400 to 500 pounds, actually stepped in those spots, and we're going to have some footprint castings to show you in a little bit. So I think all of the elements here are adding up to. They're all adding up. They're all adding up to a very credible Sasquatch.
For our night investigation, I'm sitting here right on the very spot across the riverbank where our witness claims that a Squatch held him for 8 hours. I'm taking a really big chance here because this is where the Squatch frequents, and there's a very good chance that he might be back here at some time tonight. It's been relatively quiet so far, but he could be out there watching. Squatches are very stealth. They could be behind that tree over there for all I know. They're very, very quiet for being such large bipedal creatures. One way of knowing if a Squatch is nearby is to put out a Squatch call. And if there's any response to that call, that will give me an idea of exactly how close a Squatch actually is. After all my years in the field, I found this to be a foolproof way of finding out if a Squatch is nearby. So let me put out a Squatch call to see if he's nearby. Here we go. Oh my God, did you hear that? Did you hear that? He's gotta be probably 20 yards from here. There's a Squatch right over there. I do believe there's a Squatch in these woods. He's right over there.
So the wrap on this, my conclusion is that yes, the encounter was real. We've uncovered enough evidence. We found that this is a very squatchy area. There's enough food here to sustain a Squatch. So the BFC rating on this is a absolute genuine sighting of a Squatch. We are determined to get to the bottom of this Squatch mystery. So join us next time on Destination Squatch for more exciting stories.